When two people with disorganized attachment fall in love, they move in together at week 3 and they start talking kids by week 6. And then 90 days in, the wheels come off the relationship. Most of these couples don't actually break up at that process. They stay in each other's lives for about 20 years and then they tear each other apart. Affairs, separations, screaming matches, 3-day silent treatments where neither one will look at the other. Then they fall back into bed and they call it passion. Now, this is a little tongue-in-cheek, and I get that, but at the same token, this is a little close to home for most of you watching this. So if you're hearing yourself right now, I'm going to show you why this keeps happening. The 3 things that have to be true for you to repair it, and the conversation that turns this around completely, word for word, so that you can have that conversation too. I'm Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist with 16 years of training and experience in psychology and relationships. If you recognize yourself in those first 90 seconds, don't click away. The couples who turn this around are the ones who finish a video like this and stop pretending it's not them and decide they're ready to change. Now, in a lot of double disorganized couples that I meet with professionally, one partner externalizes their dysregulation and the other internalizes it. Less commonly, both might externalize, and the relationship deteriorates twice as fast. The 2 responses look nothing alike, by the way. Here's how to identify each one in yourself and see what pattern you're dealing with. The loud disorganized pattern first love bombs with extreme passion at the beginning. Then eventually at 90 days, they explode into rupture and fear and worry. Then they come back to rescue you from the fire that they started. The quiet disorganized, they freeze, they go invisible, they fawn and people please, they accommodate, and then they disappear. Here's what the collapse looks like though when the relationship hits 90 days, because every 90 days there is a rupture cycle as stress and anxiety gets too big. Within that first 3 months, they're bonding faster and deeper and stronger and more passionately than any secure couple could ever experience within the first 90 days because it's so intense, the boundaries disappear. That's why at day 90, where secure couples begin layering in oxytocin and vasopressin and building that intimacy and safety, that long-term loyalty hormone and all the belonging they get, the thing that keeps people together safely for 50, 60, 70 years, the disorganized couple has already blown way past that, but never built actual trust that would keep them safe during and after that initial process. So the loud disorganized person's body hits a closeness threshold and registers it as a threat. Their childhood association said, every time someone got close to me, something terrible followed. So when they build that intimacy and then immerse into it, cortisol spikes out of control at about 90 days. That blocks their oxytocin receptors. They have severance in their brain that says, wait, I don't love you anymore. I hate you. You're the worst person on the planet. We call this devaluing. And now they want to run screaming from that relationship. Like that, like a switch has been thrown. Now, the quiet disorganized person has been building as well. They fawn and please. They have physical symptoms that also go along with this. They feel more connected, but also more fearful. In their childhood, having needs got them punished. Being close got them hurt. Disappearing and serving invisibly was their only mechanism of safety. They don't explode at 90 days, but they are getting deeper into fear and terror where they say, I don't know if we can sustain this closeness. Something bad's about to happen. I should disappear harder. Now, as the quiet, disorganized person begins to pull away and withdraw and become more invisible, the loud person reaches a threshold of, I am terrified. They feel panic and terror. Now, they'd probably rupture the relationship in some way or other and run screaming out of the room and hide from their partner. Maybe they blow up. They start a big argument. Then they begin to calm down. And then the reality of losing the person they love most sinks in. So they come roaring back. They flood more oxytocin and more dopamine into both cycles, and they cycle again relentlessly. The choreography then begins to lock in. The quiet person's body learns, if I disappear and just be quiet, they come back. And the loud one's body learns, if I explode, I feel better, and they don't leave me. Neither one of you is doing this consciously, but your systems learn that every 90 days, if you have a rupture and an explosion, everybody calms down and then you feel better. So you just have to keep rupturing and exploding every 90 days and life will be okay. Vasopressin bonding never really builds. The bond that keeps you together stable and loving and safe doesn't form. It ruptures before foundations can ever be laid. What you have then is endless chaos broken up by moments of quiet and moments of passion and long stretches of waiting for the next explosion to happen. Both of you were raised to think this is what a normal relationship feels like, so a different pattern doesn't even occur to you. Now, at this point, this is where every double disorganized couple that I sit down with asks the same question. Adam, can this even be fixed? The answer is yes, with 3 exceptions. Let's go through those first. The first sign is contempt. Eye rolls, sighing at you, open derision in front of other people. Once that's there, the body of the person being worked with in this way will never feel the same again. That relationship is probably dead. The second is a pattern of affairs. Not one bad choice in a hard year, a pattern of affairs. The bond is probably no longer respected. Very hard to come back from. And number 3 is a refusal to take responsibility for yourself. Both of you waiting for the other person to change first. This is the most common and perhaps the hardest to admit, but this will sabotage a relationship. Now, if none of those 3 are in your relationship, you can likely repair it. But before I show you how, I have to be very clear. What I'm describing so far is not a trauma bond. Now, a trauma bond, the real version, not the pop psychology piece floating on Instagram from uneducated people, a real trauma bond is someone specifically inflicting pain on you on purpose to make you scurry around and please them, and then reward you for pleasing them so that you learn their pain is your pain, their discomfort is your agony, and only their pleasure is your safety. It's doing that intentionally using trauma to make someone bond. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is called mutual dysregulation. It's co-dysregulation. Both of you trapped in the same biology, but setting each other off. If you decide your partner's an abuser when they're actually a wounded person and they're stuck in the same cycle as you, you will never repair this because you've demonized them. That's why I'm calling this out right now. Now, if any of this is hitting a nerve, good. That's an excellent sign. You're recognizing yourself in your own relationship, maybe for the first time. Stay with me, because what comes next is the practical part. But first, here's where you have to go with what you've already heard. First, the secure circle. That's my free community. Inside, I teach you what attachment is, how disorganized attachment forms in many cases, what regulation is, how to practice it, and what secure couples do that so many of us were never taught. I run monthly masterclasses. My coaches run Q&As and live streams. You can sit beside other people in this community doing work alongside you. The link is in the description, and it's 100% free. Now, the same link gets you the Secure Circle Plus if you want to go deeper. That's where my team and I do weekly live masterclasses across 6 verticals: becoming secure yourself, finding or rebuilding with a secure partner, building a marriage that lasts, raising kids who grow up secure, building a legacy that lives you, and if you're a believer, integrating secure attachment with your faith. My coaches run weekly practicums where they demonstrate the specific skills on camera. My best courses are in there, and you get direct access to my team. And if you've known for a while that this is the pattern you're stuck in and you're ready to change, the coaching application's in the description below. My team will figure out with you whether working together makes sense. Now, next, let me show you what the couples who repair this cycle do differently. When couples do it right, both partners take full responsibility for regulating themselves. That means their breathing, their cortisol response, their reactions in the moment. Neither person waits for the other person to go first. And if there's a man in this relationship, I will tell you this, he really has to regulate first. It's not optional. The male-female dynamic works that way. Now, specifically, the male nervous system functions as an anchor for the overall couple. The male nervous system anchors the household itself. A dysregulated man drags a woman out of regulation every single time, and then she's not able to generate that nurturing and care that floods through and regulates everyone else as well, which then, interestingly, echoes into the children, who then echo back into the man. So that's the pathway. The man's system sets the tone for everyone else if he's regulating or dysregulating. I have watched this destroy couples who otherwise had a real shot. Zero apologies saying this one. We've got to get this covered. Especially this is helpful when the loud, disorganized person stops trying to make their partner soothe them mid-fight. Instead, walk away, regulate alone. Before walking away though, one sentence, verbatim. I'm activated right now, and this is not who I want to be in this moment. I need to breathe, and I am going to come back with a solution. That one phrasing breaks the cycle. The quiet, disorganized person no longer is being abandoned mid-fight. They know the loud person is coming back with a plan. You no longer have to stay and fight it out. The quiet person can stay present in that. Stiff is fine. Awkward is fine. Staying in the room is the requirement, being open to the conversation. As both people regulate separately, they can come back peacefully. Even if they have written bullet points on a card, great, do that. Now, with this pause protocol, as we call it, one conversation could even take place across multiple days if you need to. That's fine. That's normal. That's what real repair can look like. That's better than fighting and blowing up. Now, once you do come back, clarifying questions have to come first before any statements are allowed. Hey, I need to just check in because my head's in a wrong space. Are you giving up on us in this moment, or are you trying to fix this? I need to know just what your target is. Are we okay, or are we in a fight that could wreck things? Are you afraid? Are you scared? Are you sad? What are you feeling so I can understand? The reason for these is because every double disorganized couple runs on assumed rejection. He thinks she's controlling him because she rejects his feelings. She thinks he's abandoning her because he rejects her feelings. Neither one is doing what the other person's imagining. The clarifying questions strip away the assumed rejection and reveal the truth. The other person is afraid the same way that I'm afraid. Now, for the partner who sees the cycle first and the other person won't engage yet, regulate yourself. Stabilize with family and friends so your body experiences what secure attachment actually feels like, not just the concept of it. Then, after you're regulated and calm, return for the honest conversations. Regulate, stabilize, and return. Any other order does not work. Now, as a hard rule, no conversation will ever work while either of you is dysregulated. So don't have them. Not stonewalling here. That's not what I'm saying. A polite refusal with an immediate invitation the second that both nervous systems come back online. I can't do this right now because we will get hurt. Let's regulate and then come back and do this completely. Now, once you have done your own side and regulated, there's one specific conversation that opens that door. I call it the turning point conversation. Every disorganized client of mine rehearses it with me before they say it at home. So pick a quiet moment, not after a fight, not while activated. Sit down with your partner when things are calm and say this word for word. I do not like the way I have conducted myself in this relationship. I am not going to be doing that anymore. I am sorry for the times I've allowed myself to become dysregulated. I'm going to be managing it from now on so that we do not have that experience anymore. You can do what you need on your side, but I'm going to begin on my side because I'm accountable for myself. I love you too much to keep doing this, and I cannot meet my own goals in life by doing this either. I invite you to join me on this when you wish and when you're ready. I know you don't trust me right off the bat because there's been a lot of things said before this, but I am going to be doing this. You will see the changes over the next 30 to 60 days. Thank you for your time. And then stop talking. No 2-hour conversation, no over-explaining, no begging them to believe you. The proof is in the next 30 to 60 days of your behavior. You drop that system, you get up, you walk away. Now, thank you for staying with me during this process. Most couples never get this far into this level of reflection. Now you understand the collapse cycle, the 3 things that have to be true to repair the collapse cycle, and the turning point conversation. If you want help, the Secure Circle is my free community for that. I have monthly masterclasses with me, Q&As, live streams with my coaches, and a community of pattern breakers doing this work alongside you. The link's in the description below, 100% free. Now, that same link can get you access to the Secure Circle Plus if you want to go deeper. Weekly live masterclasses across all 6 verticals. Weekly practicums where my coaches demonstrate the specific skills on camera. My top courses included, and direct access to my coaching team. Now, if you've known for a while that you want more direct help with this, my team and I are taking applications for coaching. The link's in the description below. We'll figure out with you whether working together makes sense. Like this video, drop a comment, and tell me which side you're on, the loud side or the quiet side. And subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And next, watch When Love Turns Deadly, the truth about disorganized attachment in relationships. I'll link it right here, and I'll see you in there.